Hello boys and girls, this is today's handwriting. We are going to start with today's date. Make sure we're watching the board, put your pencils down. So today's date is 10th of October 2022. First we're going to start with the dotted line, going all the way down to the bottom line. The 0, we're going to start from the dotted line, going down, touching the bottom line and go back up, join the line for the 10. And for the T, we're going to start from the line, going all the way down and cross on the line. For the H, we're going to start from the dotted line, going down, around, and come back down again. Then you'll need your finger space. The month is October. We're going to start with a capital O. For the capital O, you're going to start with the dotted line, go around all the way down to the bottom line and go back up for the O. The rest of the letters are short, lowercase c, so it should only be touching the solid lines. Going down and around. For the T, again, we go straight down and cross on the line. Make sure you're watching. And for the O, it's a lowercase o. Start from the solid line, going down and back up. And for the B, it's a tall letter. You're going to start from the dotted line, going down all the way to the bottom, going back up, touch the top solid line, and join back to the bottom solid line. For the lowercase e, we're going to start in between the two solid lines, across, around, and touching the bottom. And for the lowercase r, we're going to start from the first solid line, down, and up, and around. You'll need your finger space again. The year is 2022. I want you to start with the top dotted line, around, all the way down, and cross on the line. I want you to go across, touching the bottom solid line. For the 0, again, it's a nice tall letter, starting from the dotted line, going down and up and around, join together. And for the 2, nice and tall, around all the way to the bottom, cross on the line, around, cross to the bottom, cross on the line. You can start writing the date. 10th of October 2022. Once you've written the date, put your pencil down, watch the board again. We're going to start with the lowercase letters. We're going to start with lowercase f, x, z. For the lowercase f, we want to be nice and tall, so we start from the top line, going around all the way to the bottom, and cross on the line for the lowercase f. For the x, we're going to start from the solid line, across, and cross. So it should be touching the top and bottom solid line. For the Z, you're going to go across on the line, diagonally across, and back touching the line. I'll show you one more time. Finger space between, nice and tall, all the way down touching the bottom, cross on the line, then cross, make a cross, touching the top and bottom solid line, Z across, diagonally across, and back. Only the lowercase f is nice and tall. The rest should only be touching the top and bottom solid line. You can start writing. Once you've done that, you can write a few more across the line here. Now we're onto the uppercase F, X, Z. Same as the lowercase f, capital F is a nice and tall letter, starting from the top dotted line, going all the way down, touching the bottom solid line. Then come back here, make a cross on the dotted line, and go across on the solid line. Then for the X, and for the capital X, we're going to start from the dotted line, going across, and then cross. Make sure you cross on the middle line here. And for the Z, you go across, diagonally across and back on the line here. Make sure you go all the way touching the line. I'll show you one more time. We'll separate it with a finger space. Capital F, straight down, across on the first line, across on the second line. For the X, we start from the dotted line, going across, touching the bottom line. Then we come back here, we cross, make sure it's crossed in the middle on that line there. And for the Z, we go across, diagonally across and back. Uppercase F, X, Z. You can start writing. Once you've done 2 of them, you can write a few more across these lines here. Once you've done the uppercase F, X, Z, we're going to write our first lowercase word. The first word today is zoo, Z-O-O. So it's all short letters. We're going to start from the solid line, going across, diagonally across and back for the lowercase z. Start on the solid line, first solid line, around, touching the bottom solid line, come back up, make a circle for the O. We're going to do one more, nice and round. I'm watching you, make sure you're watching the board. Then you can separate the words with a comma here. So dot and a little tail for comma. Zoo. You can start writing. Next word is zebra. Lowercase or in lowercase. Z, you start from the solid line, cross, diagonally across and back for the Z. For the E, we're going to start in between the two solid lines, going across, around, back. And for the B, it's a nice and tall letter. We're going to start from the top line, the dotted line, going all the way down and up and around and join together. And for the R, we're going to start from the first solid line, down and around. And the A, we're going to make a nice round and join back up and straight down again. Can you see only the lowercase b is a nice and tall letter? The rest of the letters should only be touching the solid lines. Zebra. You can start writing. Then you can have another comma to separate between this word and the next word. The next word on my list is zipper. So with the Z, across on the line, diagonally across and back for the lowercase z. For the I, we're going to start from the solid line, just make a straight line touching the bottom, then put a dot on top here. And for the P, it's a bit tricky, so you make sure you're watching the board. You don't start over here, you start from the solid line, you go all the way down and touch the bottom dotted line there, and then do the P. So you can see how the P is lower and it's touching the bottom line there. And then you have another P straight down. And then here you have the lowercase e. You start in between the two solid lines, going across and around and back, touching the line. And for the lowercase r, you start from the solid line down, up and around. Z-I-P-P-E-R, zipper. Then you can have another comma there. You can start writing. The next word is zoom. So Z-O-O-M, or in lowercase, you go across, diagonally across and back for the lowercase z. For the O again, you start from the solid line, make a round circle, go back up, touching both of the solid lines. Another one. And for the M, you start from the solid line, straight down to touching the bottom line, up around and down, and up around and down again for the M. You can start writing zoom, Z-O-O-M. If you finish this word early, you can write some of your own words starting with the letter Z across the line here if you have room. Okay, now we're going to start with the uppercase word, like names and place. First word is Zach. So starting on the dotted line, going across, diagonally across and back for the capital Z because it's a name. And for the A, you start from the solid line, around and up and down. For the lowercase c, you go around and then you go down. For the K, make a little round knot and diagonally touching the line. Make sure that little knot is touching there for Zach. Then comma. Next word is Xenia. Is a name, again a capital Z, cross, diagonally across and back. For the E, crossed around and in, straight down, up and down. For the I, straight down, dot on top, and A, around, up and down for Xenia. You can start writing these names. Last word is a place. Zanzibar. Capital Z. Across and back. Capital Z. A. Around and up and down for the A. Down, up and around, touching the solid lines. Small Z on the solid line, cross, diagonally, cross and back. Lowercase I from the first solid line down and to on top. And the B, nice and tall letter, starting from the dotted line, down, up, and around and back. Lowercase a, around and up and straight down. And for the R, last letter, starting from this first solid line, down and around. That's a place, so you start with a capital Z. You can start writing. And once you finish with these 3 words, you can write your own capital Z words if you have room on these lines here. You only use capital when it's a name or a place or country. Okay, now we are going to write today's sentence. Today's sentence is zigzag zoom went the magic fly. So to start off our sentence, we need a capital letter. So capital Z. We're going to start from the top dotted line, across, diagonally across to the bottom solid line and back again for the capital Z. And then a lowercase I. For the lowercase g, we're going to start from the first solid line. We make a loop back up and straight down. Make sure it's touching the bottom dotted line there for the G. Then you'll need a comma. Zig. Next word, you don't need a capital letter. It's a small Z. So you can start from the first solid line going across, diagonally across and back. Then an A, around and up and down. The G will be the same. You start from the solid line there, around and up and go all the way down, touching the dotted line. Zigzag. Another comma. The next word is zoom. So across, diagonally across and back on the 2 solid lines. Next letter is O. Make a round circle, touching the 2 solid lines. Another circle. We've written this word before. The next letter is lowercase m, starting from the solid line, down, up, around, down, up, around, down. Zigzag zoom. Finger space. Went. W-E-N-T. So we're going to make a lowercase w, starting from the solid line, down and up and down and around and up. E, in between the 2 solid lines, across and around and touching the 2 solid lines, down and up and down. And T, nice and tall letter, starting from the top dotted line, straight down and across on the line. Zigzag zoom went. You need a finger space again. The. So straight down and cross on the line. For the lowercase t, another letter that is tall is the H. Down and around and down. And the E, in between 2 solid lines, you go across and around. Zig, zag, zoom went the magic fly. Another finger space. For the word magic, you're going to go down and around and down and around and down. A, around, back and down. Lowercase g, round and all the way down, touching the bottom line. I, straight down to on top. And C for magic. Finger space. Last word is fly. Nice and tall, lowercase letter F. And run down and cross on the line for the lowercase f. Nice and tall L, F. L again is a tall letter starting from the dotted line straight down. And for the Y, it goes all the way down. So start from the solid line here. Down and up and all the way down to the bottom dotted line. And then to end the sentence, you'll need a full stop. Don't forget that. I'll show you the sentence. The sentence we wrote is zigzag zoom went the magic fly. And this is today's handwriting. Thank you.